everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I'm Kathy Conlon, and I am the chair of this art contest. And I'm assuming that many of you have never heard of the American Association of University Women, which, in order to cut down that mouthful, I'm just going to call the AAUW. Actually, the AAUW as a national organization has been around for 140 years. And that's 140 years of striving for gender equity through research, education, and advocacy. Our juror, Teresa Baldus, was amazed at the creativity and the depth of thought that went into these works, as I'm sure you all were. Some of you may have wondered why an eminent journalist and not an artist was called upon to judge the art. That's because the Grosse Pointe AAUW determined that the primary criterion would be the message of the piece. Does the piece strongly affect the viewer, enough to compel the viewer to study the piece, to want to read the artist's notes, and ultimately to cause them to remember the message? So that was our primary criterion, message. Teresa Baldus has written extensively on legal and social issues affecting women, and so is well qualified to judge the serious messages of these artworks. She went through the exhibit 3 very slow times. Four. Taking notes and snapping pictures, and then deliberated for over 2.5 weeks before finalizing her choices. Thank you, Teresa. I know it was not easy. And I'm sure as you looked at all of these works, you had the same thought. How do you pick the best ones? Not easy. And as a matter of fact, it led us to increase our prizes to 6, from 3 to 6. So I want to thank also, besides Teresa, my hardworking committee for 9 months of shaping this contest and exhibit. And also to thank University Liggett School for their generous donation of this gallery and the snacks that we're enjoying. And especially the teachers who encourage their students to participate. And most of all, thanks to the young artists for contributing their time and amazing talent. I wanted you to know that in an effort to enable more people to see these artworks, because the school was closed during school hours and we couldn't have visitors in, I'm arranging for them to be on display in shop windows on Kirchville in the park in the spring. Exact dates to be determined, and I'll tell you more at the end of the presentation. Because we wanted more artists to be recognized, we are giving $50 each to 3 artists whose work earned them an honorable mention ribbon, making a total of $750 in cash prizes. So, Teresa, please start us off by recognizing our honorable mention artists.
Thanks everybody for having me. First of all, I am beyond humbled to be here. I am not an artist, and I am beyond impressed with the level of talent and all the young artists who did all this incredible work. I don't remember thinking like this when I was 15 or 14 or 17. I've got daughters in college who don't think like this. One of them is an artist. And I didn't ask her to help me judge because I knew that she would look at, you know, the brush stroke or the artistic quality, and that's not what I was tasked to do. So I know a lot of you want to get out of here. I won't take up much of your time, but I do want to just give a quick story about if anybody leaves here who feels crushed, how could my entry not have been nominated or won anything? I've been there. I've been a journalist for 35 years. I've written stories that I thought deserved awards, and I watched colleagues win them over me, and I'm thinking how. Perhaps my biggest crushing blow came when I did a big 1-year-long investigative piece about children who committed suicide because they were ostracized by their parents over religious reasons. It involved the Jehovah's Witness church. This is not here to pick on anybody who's Jehovah's Witness, but it took, I mean, I interviewed girls who were raped. I interviewed parents whose children, you know, committed suicide because they fell in love with someone outside the faith. And this involved people all over the country. It took me so long. And I lost a big contest to a girl who wrote about a house fire where no one was hurt and Muffy the cat survived. I wish I could make this up, but I'm thinking, how? Like, what were the judges thinking? How could I have lost this contest? So I know what it's like. The judges in that contest have their reasoning for doing what they did, but at the end of the day, I knew my work was good, I knew it was solid, and I knew it made a difference to a lot of people. And everything that everybody in here did today will speak to somebody. All of them spoke to me. And as a woman, I'm honored to be here. I'm beyond impressed with what the messages that all of you came up with and how you creatively did it. So please know I did my best. I looked at, as a journalist who's covered, I write a lot about sexual assault, domestic violence, sexual harassment in the workplace, mistreatment of and discrimination of minority women. I've done a lot of that in the last 5 years. It's gut-wrenching. And everything in here touched on all of that. And so, anyway, I won't take up much more of your time. I will start with the honorable mentions. So if one of the honorable mentions goes to Demonic Fruits. Is Remy McDowell here? You're her mom? Okay, oh, wonderful, excellent. So Demonic Fruits is a photograph that captures that, sorry. Oh, you want to come here with her mom? I wish I could have it to pull it up to show it.
I just want to get her sure.
It's right down here. It's an image of a woman up here, and then her photo down here, and it shows two different faces. And I said the photograph captures the inner demons and fears that abused women face, often while hiding her pain from the rest of the world. That photograph captured so much of what unfortunately is still a big part of our society. And it reminds us that we see people who look okay on the outside, and we don't know what they're battling on the inside and what they're facing, and for that reason, congratulations to your daughter.
Thank you.
You're welcome. The next honorable mention goes to Women Power. Is Carrington Pollard here? I don't know if, who's got the?
I do.
You do? Okay.
I do, and I'm
Okay.
shuffling through the
Excellent.
rules. I made the mistake.
So if you, this was on the main wall when you first walked in. It was sort of a, I'm not an artist, so I think it's described as, it's a manga piece. Is that right, Kathy?
Yeah,
You know, if you want to describe it, but essentially it shows in a very modern form of art two women representing different cultures, and you know, it's a flawlessly executed piece with inspirational messages for women, for all women and girls, and it touches on diversity, which is still so huge. We must continue to try to live in a world where we want diversity, where we embrace diversity, and where we love and cherish women from all backgrounds, all races, all religions, all ethnicities. And I think her piece did that, and for that it deserved an honorable mention. And then the third honorable mention goes to Idol. Is Olivia Jacques here?
No, she's not here, but I can accept her
Okay.
award.
Okay.
She's in
Idol,
the back.
I think it's right
Yeah,
behind
right
me.
behind you.
It's right over there. It's she's hanging. It's the painting in there with the image on the head. It was a very thought-provoking, and it offers a glimpse into the complex mind of a woman, while at the same time revealing her warmth and love and the struggles she lives with. I was blown away at the level of depth that this young person thought. And there was a lot of symbolism in that. If you look at it, again, please don't be upset if I'm not saying enough about the art itself, but the amount of thought that went into that and showing what women face, what we live with, and her mind and what goes on, I thought that was deserved an honorable mention. So that was that. and
To the main one.
to the main ones. Can I just give some shout outs here?
Of course.
Okay, guys, this was, when I say so hard for me, I walked around the fourth time. I took snapshots of about a dozen that I walked away with that I wanted to give awards, but I didn't know where to put them and where to go. So I don't know which artists are here or anything, but I needed to give a shout out to a piece of me. I don't have the name of the artist. Is the person who did the first drawing here, the cloth?
Gia Randazzo.
Randazzo, is she here?
No.
Okay, well, just her, okay, so she's not here, so I won't. I mean, must be present to win, we're gonna do that next year. And also, I can't, the name of the angel wings, the miscarriage?
Angel Baby.
Angel Baby, Angel, oh,
She's
and
here.
you're here, all right? That one tugged at my heartstrings. I've had friends, lose children in a miscarriage.
Can she come up?
Yes, of course, absolutely. You know? We do this in journalism too. We notice, like, because we look as journalists, did I even have a chance? Did I, like, where was this in the thought process? So it was there, it was right there. So I asked Kathy, can I please give a shout out to some of the stuff that I was impressed with, and I couldn't give anything to, but that was, not only the art quality was great, you clearly possess true artistic talent, but the message is so important, and I think it's a topic we don't think about enough. It's a very sad and dark and deep topic, but you did a fantastic job, so
Thank you.
kudos to you.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. And then Black Women Are Power, the silhouette is that artist here with a little black crown?
Mallory Child.
Is
No,
Mallory here?
Mallory's not here,
Okay.
but I can accept her.
Okay. It's just, this is my personal, these are shout outs I'm giving to people that, stuff I walked away with. What I loved about that, if anybody saw it, it was a silhouette. It was simple, and I can just see that actually being made into a popular print where every Black mother buys that for her daughter's room and shows that in every one of you there is a queen who deserves to be respected and honored and embraced in our society. So that one, it was simple, but it was bold, and it had impact. I kept walking past it. I kept going back. So she's not here, but so that one was there. And then, let's see, Women of the Future. The drawing of Amanda Gorman. Is that artist here? Up here.
Molly Williams.
Molly, okay. Well, I don't know if any of you walked by that, but this person has such a talent for drawing portraits. I mean, it was as if this person was going to just talk to me. The eyes were so real, and I felt bad that I had to walk away with something that was so strong and so good, and not be able to award it. It was more artistic, and anyway, so those were some other ones that left an impact on me. Also, this one right here with the bug on the face, it's a photograph. That one,
Queen Bee.
Queen Bee. Anybody here who did Queen Bee? You did?
It's that.
Yes.
Royalty, yes.
Yes, that was, that made my final cut when I left here, and I took the pictures of my favorite ones. Again, you clearly, as a young person, have a depth to you that I don't think many young people do. The symbolism that you use, the message that you try to get through, and that in terms of what women face, what we deal with, and how we process all that, that was incredible. So kudos to you too. Thank you. Yes, of course. Okay. So now I will go on to the third prize. The third prize goes to Better Me. Let's see, hang on.
No, Evelyn Rose Gore.
No, hang on. Sorry, I'm reading off the wrong sheet here, because we're out. Is Evelyn Rose Gore here?
No.
No, okay. Education Overcomes Fear. I don't know if anybody saw it, or if you guys all did. It's the, I'll just read what I wrote and how I came to this process. It's the painting of, or drawing of a Middle Eastern woman. Well, we don't know if she's Middle Eastern, but she's wearing the hijab, and a gunman is in the background. So, without any written explanation, this drawing vividly captures what is happening A woman is living in fear while reading a book as a gunman lurks in the background. The dark yet colorful drawing highlights an ongoing problem that continues to persist in many parts of the world, women being denied an education. I'm sure this is something we take for granted in this country and many countries. That piece actually made me go research it a little bit more. And I've written about that, the threat, the fear that some women, the risks that some women in parts of the world will take to get an education. This actually, the artist mentioned in her description that it said Middle Eastern women are denied an education. The journalist in me has to factually correct that. Actually, all Middle Eastern countries allow girls to go to school. This is a big, big problem in Africa, and in sub-Saharan Africa, and in Afghanistan, which is actually in South Asia, where the Taliban recently ordered all girls' schools shut down. They prohibited parents from sending their daughters to school. And I think that picture there highlights that, like a woman is willing to die to learn how to read, for the right to read. And until all women in the world are educated and allowed to be educated, I think we're going to continue to struggle as a society. So the education of women is so important, and that's why I gave that one third prize. The message that came through was very powerful. You didn't even need to really, the picture said it all. You saw someone who's running with a gun in the background, so the message was powerful. It's an important message that we should, that I'm hoping, go home and research it a little bit more. I was dumbfounded, and the big reason is childhood marriage. Little girls in parts of Africa are still forced to marry at 13, so they pull them out of school. It's unbelievable that this happens, but it does. And so if you're looking for a cause or looking for a social movement to get involved with as artists, as people, that's a good one. So anyway, so Evelyn is not here. Second place is Angela Randazzo here. Okay, second place went to Better Me. Better Me is
Here.
this one right up here. It's a marker drawing, and it touches on, if you guys all walked past it and saw it, was something, certain pieces had me coming back and forth many times. That one did, not only because it was colorful, I think, but the message. A young girl looking into a mirror while another one is reaching out to her and telling, this is what you need to look like, this is how you need to look. The societal pressures on girls to look a certain way is still so huge, and affects my daughters, affects me. I'm a grown woman, and we still, I have to look a certain way. We are judged so much by how we look, and even more so how we behave. And that really touches on us. So I'll read real quickly what I wrote. This colorful and detailed image of a young woman looking into a mirror was hard to walk away from. As the artist explained in her write-up, it highlights the, quote, expectations and beauty standards harming women. The societal pressure on females to look and even behave a certain way has been a pervasive problem for centuries, one that continues to harm women even in modern times. Better Me captures this ongoing inner struggle that women of all ages continue to face as they try to break free from the expectations of society, decide for themselves who they want to be, how they should look, feel, and behave. Perhaps most notably, Better Me shines a light on the toxic mindset that persists in societies everywhere, that a woman's value is based on her outward appearance. It is not. And this artist deserves recognition for revealing a problem that continues to harm women everywhere. So that's why I came up with that one.